Hi everyone! Kamusta? I hope okay lang kayo sa mga oras na ito at kung hindi naman, chill lang, maayos din ang lahat, okay? And wow, episode 4 na tayo. This is about how to deal with narcissist. Dealing with a narcissist, whether a romantic partner, a roommate, a family member, or a colleague at work, is really challenging. So let's learn all what we can about narcissistic personality and understand some of the ways on how we can deal with them so we can help ourselves feel better and be able to cope up with complicated situations. How is it like ba to deal with someone who shows narcissistic behaviors? Paano ka ba maapektuhan ng mga ugali nila? And how can you protect your mental and emotional well-being? First, let's define what is a narcissist. A narcissist is someone with an inflated image of themselves. A person with this quality often has an excessive interest in their own image and appearance that they lack consideration or empathy for others. How to say narcissist in Filipino? Egosista, taong mayabang, taong hambog, at taong makasarili. Don't get me wrong, iba po ang taong mapagpahalaga sa sarili sa isang narcissist. Sa sobrang self-centered na mga narcissists, they are hurting the people around them. It is important to recognize the signs para malaman natin kung sino ang mga taong ito sa buhay natin at para alam na rin natin kung paano natin sila pakikisamahan. Number one sign po is they are manipulative. They will always tell you what to do and how you should live your life. At mapapansin mo, ang mga sinasabi nila sa'yo ay so negative because they will just discourage you and bring you down. Number two, they are self centered. Narcissists have an inflated sense of self. So mataas, sobrang taas ang tingin nila sa sarili nila. And they are preoccupied with their own importance. So they would often exaggerate their accomplishments and importance, often to cover up their insecurity and weak sense of self. Number three, they lack empathy. They are so focused of themselves that they struggle to empathize with other people. A best example of this is mangangamusta sila sa'yo. Oh, hi sis, hello pare, kamusta? But when you start sharing, you will notice na hindi na sila nakatingin sa'yo. Hindi na sila focus sa mga sinasabi mo at halatang halata that they're not willing to listen. Number four, they are not apologetic. Narcissists have a little regard for the feelings and needs of others. So they won't apologize for hurting others unless it benefits them in some way. Nako ha, minsan nahahalata naman natin yung mga taong ganyan, pero dahil nalambing tayo ng konti, ayun, bumibigay na tayo. O anong tawag sa atin ngayon? Marupok. Pero sana alam natin na may hangganan, lalo na kung sumusobra na. Number five, and this is the last sign, they overreact to criticism. People who are narcissistic lash out against even the slightest criticism. Rather than accepting their responsibility for their own mistakes, they will blame others. Ngayon na alam na natin ang mga signs, we can easily identify a narcissist. And dealing with a narcissist is exhausting and stressful. It will be difficult to be comfortable in your home or workplace and can be detrimental to your mental and emotional well being. We can try to help them change pero mahirap gawin yon because narcissist is a personality. Kung may introvert, may extrovert, may narcissist. So parang ganito yan. If may extrovert na tao, an outgoing and a sociable person can't understand an introvert kasi mas gusto niyang quiet and prefers to spend their time alone rather than often being with other people. So parang ganun din sa narcissist. They won't understand if you tell them that they are self-centered. Kasi para sa kanila, tama lang na pahalaga ng sarili nila. Which is true. Pero most of the time, they do it too much and they start irritating, offending, and hurting others. Some psychologists may say that it's a personality disorder. Personality or personality disorder man yan, we should know that there are factors kung bakit naging ganyan ang isang narcissistic na tao. Possible that they experienced trauma nung bata sila, they were abused, or maybe they are insecure or jealous of other people. So if you will try to change them, know that it's like changing the weather. It will require a lot of time, patience, understanding, etc. But once you know kung bakit sila naging narcissistic, and if you can make them feel secured, then it may be possible for you to help them change their behavior. Here are some tips on how you can deal with a narcissist. Number one, don't take their behavior personally. Katulad nga ng sinabi ko kanina, there are multiple factors as to why they have this kind of personality. Possible that they have childhood abuse, trauma, or ganito sila pinalaki, or maybe they are jealous and insecure. So, when a narcissist is trying to manipulate you, disregard your feelings, or blame you, always ask yourself, yung mga sinasabi ba niya is true? Or is it partially true or completely true? At dun mo ibase ang reaction mo. Yes, helpful ang mga criticisms para ma-improve natin ang sarili natin. But if what that person is telling you is discouraging you at na-feel mong minamaliit ka na niya, then don't take it. Don't accept it. Sadly, maraming tao ang hindi successful dahil naniwala sila sa mga sinabi sa kanila na, hindi mo kaya yan. Hindi ka marunong at mabibigo ka lang. Pero, ganun naman ang life, di ba? We are always learning. We learn when we try new things. We learn when we make mistakes. We are always improving. And we are evolving to become better versions of ourselves. So, when we learn how to listen properly, study and observe everything, hindi lahat i-absorb natin. Pipiliin lang natin kung ano yung totoo at makakatulong sa atin. Number two, establish and enforce boundaries. When you are dealing with a narcissist at home or at work, naku, araw-araw kayo nakikita, one of the most important things you can do is set firm boundaries. Dapat klaro sa'yo at sa ibang tao ang mga behaviors na tolerable or hindi. Example, rudeness, name-calling, or mga pananakot. If they engage in this type of behavior, the conversation should end. And walk away as soon as you can. Don't argue or wait for them to respond kasi walang katapusan na magiging usapan na yon. So simply end it. Once you set a boundary, it is important to stick with it. If the other person violates it, immediately enact the consequences. Number three, watch for gaslighting. In dealing with a narcissist, you may notice a behavior known as gaslighting. People who engage in this type of manipulation will deny the reality in a way that causes you to doubt yourself and your experiences. For example, they will deny saying things or suggest that they are just joking and that you're being too sensitive. They can undermine your confidence as well by suggesting that you really don't know what happened, accusing you of misinterpreting or overreacting the situation. In other cases, they might simply deny yung mga bagay na ginawa nila or sinabi nila. Medyo mahirap ang situation na to kasi it will be your word against theirs. One way to cope up is to keep records of the events by writing them down. And if possible, may witness sa mga conversations ninyo. This is particularly important in the workplace where a competitive narcissist might accuse you of bad or incompetent behavior to curry favor with the coworkers and bosses. Nako, nangyari na to sa akin many times. But good thing I kept records and screenshots so I was able to justify myself. Number 4, boost your self esteem. A narcissistic person often undermines others to boost their sense of self. This can be particularly damaging when the person is always running you down. At madalas, nangyayari ito sa workplace. So keep your self esteem high and keep an assertive stance, even if the narcissist tries to manipulate and undercut you. Here are some pointers on how you can build your own confidence. Number 1, engage in positive self talk. Look for affirmations na pwede mong i-confess sa umaga or sa gabi. Number 2, forgiving yourself for your mistakes. Lahat naman tayo hindi perfect at nagkakamali. So forgive yourself and use your mistakes to improve yourself. Number 3, surrounding yourself with supportive people who believe in you. Ito yung mga taong will motivate you and will lift you up when you feel down. Number 4, this is the last one. Treat yourself with kindness and respect. Remember, when dealing with a narcissist, you're not the problem. And don't take their behaviors personally. Create strong boundaries, protect your self esteem, and seek out healthy relationships with people who understand what you're going through. And finally, you don't have to wait for a relationship to become toxic to end it. Oftentimes, getting out of the situation is the best thing you can do for your mental and emotional well being. Dito na po tayo nagtatapos. Salamat ulit sa inyong pakikinig at sa uulitin. And have a good time, everyone. Till next time, goodbye.